After the ring was destroyed, Sauron was reduced to a powerless, disembodied spirit that could no longer take physical form or significantly influence the world, becoming a shadow of malice that was blown away by a great wind. Although his spirit, as a Maya, is immortal and could not be truly extinguished, much of his power and being were lost with the ring, preventing him from ever rising to power again. He was doomed to an eternal, impotent existence, similar to that of his former master, Morgoth. Sauron poured the greater part of his power and will into the One Ring to dominate Middle-earth. The ring was not merely a tool, but a vessel containing much of his very being. When the ring was unmade, that portion of Sauron's essence was permanently dispersed. The remaining part of his spirit was left so weakened that it could not recover or take shape again. Sauron's final downfall was different from his earlier defeats because the source of his power was also destroyed. When the island of Numenor was destroyed, Sauron's physical body was killed, but he escaped as a spirit bearing the ring. He was still whole and was able to reform and regain strength over centuries. At the end of the Second Age, his body was killed by Gil-galad and Elendil, and Isildur cut the ring from his hand. His spirit again fled, but because the ring still existed, he was able to slowly recover in secret. With the ring's destruction, his link to his power was severed. This was a definitive and permanent defeat that he could not come back from. When the One Ring was destroyed, its destruction rippled across Middle-earth, collapsing the foundations of Sauron's power. Sauron, once a being of immense will and ambition, is left as a conscious but impotent observer of the world he failed to conquer. He is incapable of action or communication with the physical world, making his immortal existence a form of eternal self-inflicted torment. Instead of being sent to the timeless void like his master Morgoth, Sauron's spirit is bound to the material world he helped corrupt. His punishment is to remain within the circles of the world, a constant, bitter presence that cannot be seen or heard by the inhabitants of Middle-earth. The Dark Tower of Barad-dûr, which was built with the power of the ring, collapsed as its foundations failed. With their masters will suddenly gone, his armies of orcs, trolls, and men lost their purpose and scattered in chaos. The Nazgul, or ringwraiths, who were bound to Sauron through their rings of power, were completely unmade in a final shriek. After the ring was unmade in Mount Doom, the earth shook and fire erupted from the mountain. The Nazgul, flying on their fell beasts, were racing towards Mount Doom at Sauron's command to intercept Frodo. As the mountain exploded, the ringwraiths were caught in the fiery ruin of hill and sky. They crackled, withered, and went out. The destruction of the One Ring severed the magical connection that sustained their undead existence. The ancient magic that kept them from meeting the natural gift of men, death, was undone. Without the power of the One Ring and the rings of men which lost their power, they could no longer cling to the mortal world. As mortals, their spirits followed the doom of men, meaning they were released from the world and went to a place known only to Ilúvatar. They were not bound to the world like Sauron and other Maya, but rather their path was obstructed by Sauron's sorcery. Once that magic was destroyed, their spirits were free to leave Middle-earth and face their ultimate judgment.